Joey, where you at, man? There he is. Keep it going, y'all. Keep it going. Keep it going, y'all. You know, I want to thank the other comedians that were here today for giving me the opportunity to play with them. Normally, nobody says or does anything good for me. The nicest thing that anybody has ever said to me was, "Excuse me, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave." Usually it's, "Get the fuck out! That's it, motherfucker! No more for you! You're out of here!" Really? Are you asking me to leave? Yeah, I'll leave. But I'm coming back tomorrow with some of my friends. So you can ask us all to leave, because they're not going to like the idea of you asking me to leave and not them. They're going to be pretty pissed off. What time are you here tomorrow? So, with that being said, you know what I was thinking about on my drive down here? What is more sick? Me coming down here to tell you people a bunch of sick and unnecessary stuff? Or you people coming down here wanting to listen to a bunch of sick and unnecessary stuff? But I'm going to tell you something. You want to know the real sickos? These are the people I work with. Some of y'all. You're used to hearing this sick and unnecessary shit every day. And these motherfuckers wanted a front row. They didn't want to miss anything. So with that being said, I've arranged for 2 buses out front after the show. One of the buses going to church. And yes, the confession booth is going to be open because some of y'all are going to need to go there. While the other bus, that one's going straight to hell. This means bus number 2 for you guys. So, I used to take my 3-year-old nephew everywhere I went, driving around, whatever my errands were, kind of give my sister a little bit of break. And everywhere and anywhere, I would take this kid, driving with Uncle Joey, car wash, driving here, driving there. So, one day I'm in the driveway, washing the van, and he climbs behind the wheel and pretends he's driving like every other kid always does. Then you know what he does? He rolls down the window and blows down the horn and goes, "Asshole! Asshole!" He thought that's how you drive. But I guess when you drive with Uncle Joey, that's how you drive. And I'm like, "Jimmy, that's a bad word. You can't say asshole." He's like, "Uncle Joey, what is asshole?" "Well, Jimmy, there's all kinds of assholes." "Well, what kind of asshole are you, Uncle Joey?" "Thanks, Jimmy." But I'll tell you what kind of asshole I am if you really want to know. I'm the asshole when you're walking down the street or you're waiting for the bus and there's a puddle of water. I'm going to splash your motherfucking ass. And then I'm going to blow the horn. Beep! So you know that I know this shit was on fucking purpose. I don't like any miscommunications. And little Jimmy is, am I an asshole, Uncle Joey? Jimmy, you will be. Whether it's in the sandbox or playground or who knows, but yes, you are an asshole. So I try to keep up with the times. And I guess this thing now is this Ancestry.com where you see what you are. So I did it. Fuck. I'm an up and coming person. I want to know what I am. Turns out, yes, I am part Native American. I'm part Chokahoe and Slapahoe. I'm from the Beta-Bichua reservation. I don't get too much involved in politics because I don't give a fuck. I've been around since Kennedy and ain't no president done anything for me. And most of the people that talk politics, they don't know what they're talking about anyway. But I'll tell you something about this guy, Trump. He wants to build that wall to keep the Mexicans out. Well, the Chinese built the wall 2,000 years ago, and there ain't no Mexicans in China. They're washing their own fucking dishes in China, busting their own table. Think about that. So, I'm single, never been married. It's not my fault. I want to be married. And I want to marry an intelligent woman. And there's plenty of them out there. I've met a lot of women that are smarter than me. A whole bunch of them. But when I think about it, if I ask a woman to marry me and she says yes, first thing I think is, this bitch stupid or what? Which kind of defeats my point. So it's not my fault. So people ask me, they say, Joey, what's it like being a near 60-year-old man and single and good looking? Well, that's why I'm here to tell you. You know, yes, there's good days, there's bad. Yes, I get more ass than a toilet seat. But it's very lonely too. I mean, it's like being a potato chip route salesman. Do we have any potato chip route salesmen in here? See what I mean? There's nobody I can confide in or come to. But the way what it happens is like when you're a potato chip route salesman, sometimes your accounts need to be serviced differently than others. This account might need to be serviced once a week. This account might need to be serviced once every 6 months or every other month. That's the same way how I am with the women. They're just accounts to me. And you know the problem is, a lot of these women are married and got boyfriends, and the reason that they need to be serviced, lack of sex from their man. So I'm doing a public service announcement. You guys need to fuck your chicks, man. You gotta do your homework. Because if you don't do your homework and you make excuses, they're gonna come to me. You know who I am? I'm the dog that ate your homework. I've also noticed a few other things. Like, when it comes to sex, sex is very trendy. Just like fashion and food and liquor. Some things go in and some things go out, right? I'll tell you what's out now. Pussy's out. Pussy went out in the 90s. It's all about ass now. That's what they want. Any man could lick a pussy, but it takes a real man to put his tongue in her ass. And when you do that, they climb the fucking wall. I don't make this shit up. I'm no trendsetter, I'm a follower. And if I was a trendsetter, you think I'd come up with some bullshit like that? Fuck no! Okay, maybe I would. But since I've become a follower, and these chicks climb the walls, there's been a point where I had to repaint the walls in my apartment 3 times a month from them going. I had to get a cat scratching post. I don't even have a fucking cat. And these chicks will come over and say, "What's the cat scratching post for?" Don't worry, babe. After that bottle of vodka, you're gonna find out. But see, the thing gets interesting here. You know, when you put your tongue in her ass, I've had like tug of wars, where I'm pushing in and something's pushing out. It's nice when you win, but it's shitty when you lose. You also have a problem now because these Mexicans are always selling these elote carts on the corner, which happens to be in. So sometimes there's a corn problem. Well, you know what I've been called in the women community? Dr. Show, because I'm the corn remover. Now, I'll tell you something else. Why I am out on my route? Some of them are big titties, you know? Let me tell you something about big titty bitches. They all want to be titty fucked. That's why they got them. And if there's any big titty women in the room, I've seen a couple, right? Let me tell you something. Every guy that you meet, even a guy in a grocery store, He wants to titty fuck you. So, while I was on my route, if you will, I was titty fucking this big titty bitch. Well, well, as I was fucking her big tits, and I came and it kind of went, right? Okay, great. You know, you gotta go now, bitch. There's no reason for you to be here. Well, the next day, when I was making my bed, I noticed a little something on my headboard. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, what is that? And I started scraping it, and I realized it was my cum from the night before. And as I was flaking it off, it was coming off like potato chips. And once I looked at it, because I was kind of grossed out, but kind of laughing inside, I looked at one of those potato chips, and one of them had like the face of Jesus Christ on it. So, in a way, I guess you could say I'm the second coming of Christ. Now, in this part, this is the audience participation segment. If you go like this, I want everybody to go like this right now. Look at their hand. Right? Now take a good look at that. That's what your asshole looks like. It looks like a fucking starfish. It's like chicken in a sea. That's why this shit is in. And I don't make this stuff up. But I'll tell you, by being single and it's lonely and you learn to hate as well. You know what I hate? Is after I go down on some girl and I'm pretty sexual and I make my slow kisses down and then I lick her pussy and she comes and says, I came all over your face! I came all over your face! Yeah, I know you did. And I start slowly making my way back up. And when I go to kiss her, oh, don't kiss me, you just licked my pussy! What? You wouldn't put your own mouth on your own pussy? But it's okay for me to put my mouth on your pussy? I wish you would have said something, because you must know something that I didn't know. This is a lack of communication here. Right now, all I want is a bottle of fucking Listerine, and I want to get the fuck up out of here. I'll kiss you after you blow me. My shit's clean. And I'm uncircumcised. I keep a wire brush in my shower, so I can get in every nook and cranny like an English muffin. Plus, I got a fire extinguisher in there. Because when I'm scraping on sparks, that's one shit I don't want to catch fire. I'll tell you something else I hate. Is when I take a girl out on a date and I'll show her a good time, spend some money on her, have a couple of laughs. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, she expects sex. Just because I spent money on you and showed you a good time doesn't mean I owe you sex. Right? That's kind of fucked up. They'll be begging me for it all night by telling me no. You know when a woman tells you no? I speak woman. What she's really saying is, rough me up a little bit. Stick it in my ass. Tell me that I'm your whore. Like I said, I don't make this shit up. What really scares me is the ones that say, stop, I'm gonna call the police. First thing I think, this bitch is sick. Because what she's really saying is, treat me like a farm animal and beat me like the pig that I am. Now people say, where you meet chicks like this? I say all over. Dimly lit parking garages. Broken down on the side of the road. Playground. And I think some of these girls are famous because after we break up, I see their pictures all over the place. Have you seen this one? Yeah, I saw her. We just broke up. So, oh, wine and cheese, really. So, I met this chick several years ago. Kind of funny in a way. I walked into this bar on the south side.
Woo! South side!
So as I'm sitting in this bar, some chick came in with a little red mini dress, firm supple thighs, thin muscular calves, beautiful blonde hair, the breasts sticking out of her blouse. I thought she was at the wrong party because the party was open house, not open blouse. But those breasts, they just stood out like Washington apples at harvest time. And they were just needing to be picked. And I was like, nah, I want to say something to her, but I just started dating this chick, this other chick, and we would come into that bar, and I didn't want this one or somebody to say something, because I didn't want this chick I was dating to think I was a jerk. I wanted her to find that out on her own, rather than being told. So I'm thinking, man, leave it alone. But then, you know what? After a beer or two, I started feeling changes in my body. Kind of like I was going through a metamorphosis. Like a caterpillar in a cocoon. I was starting to feel those wings starting to flutter. I gotta make a move. So you know what? I says, fuck, what's the plan? Nobody talking to her. They ain't got the balls. Fuck. I went up to talk to her. And the plan was simple. I'll throw a couple of bucks in the jukebox because she's sitting right there. And ask her to play a couple of songs with me. Right? Mine is foolproof. So I said, babe, I threw a couple of bucks in the jukebox. Want to pick out some songs with me? Think what she did? She was like, She was fucking deaf. And mute! Wow, deaf and fucking mute! What were the odds of that? I'm like, Houston, we got a fucking problem. The only thing I know in sign language is this. And that's all I say anyway. I'm thinking, man, what am I gonna do? I just can't run away. Because I am one of the classiest guys you're ever gonna meet. I gotta do something. So there I spied, out of the corner of my eye, there was a bulletin board. And because I got reflexes like a cat, I grabbed some paper off that bulletin board, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll talk to her, somehow I could write. And as I'm trying to figure out my plan, because I really didn't have a plan B, because my plan was foolproof. She's like, shut up, you talk too much already. So, we started writing things out, back and forth. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'll talk to her a little bit, have a beer, and then kind of walk away backwards so it looks like I'm walking towards her and she'll never know that I left. But I didn't know this because I'm not really good in sign language. But did you know if you're at a bar and a woman unzips your pants and starts playing with your cock, she wants to fuck? I never knew that. So, lo and behold, we left. Boy, that was one hell of a car ride home. I should have got her address before we left. As we're driving, I'm like, whoa, wait. Fuck. Well, we got there. And we started making sex. You know. Making sex, that's what you do, right? We were fucking and sucking and licking and dicking. And she's like, I didn't know if I was hurting her or turning her on. I tried asking her, but all I knew was this. So I thought I'll just play it safe and leave it in her ass. There is no wrong hole, you know that, right? So I left in the morning, kind of like the Tooth Fairy, before daybreak. And as I'm leaving, I saw the light, the sun rising up, and I'm thinking, man, this is part of a new beginning. Yes, I left like the Tooth Fairy, but I didn't leave any coins under her pillow. But I did leave her some potato chips on her headboard. I mean, those Washington apples of hers did get cored. So as I was driving home, I had an epiphany, and I realized God has a plan. And if his plan was for me to make sex with that hearing impaired, vocally challenged woman that night, so be it. he's got a mission and a plan for me. And all I can do is follow the good book. So what I decided to do is my new mission now is to make sex with all kinds of different handicapped women. Just because they're handicapped doesn't mean that they don't want a little bit of love, right? I want to make sex now with a blind chick. The possibilities are endless, what I can do with that. I want to make sex with a chick missing a leg. Because you think about couch sex. A lot of times when you're making sex on a couch, her leg is in the way, your leg is in the way, and it gets stuck in the cushion. Well, if she ain't got that fucking leg, it's smooth sailing the rest of the way. Don't they always tell you to make lemonade out of the lemons you've been given in life? I used to look for girls that spent too much time by the cucumber section in the produce market. Now I look for the handicap parking. Those are the ones that need it. I'm also thinking about making sex with some woman that lost both of her arms in like some type of farm machinery accident. You know, because I could knock off the farmer's daughter off that bucket list too. But my way of thinking with this, you ever see these documentaries on TV where these people got no arms, but they're driving with their feet, they're typing with their feet, they're dipping their French fries in ketchup, mayonnaise if they're Canadian. Well, man, I'm just thinking of the possibilities here. You tell me. I don't make this shit up. This is God's plan. Talk to God about that, anybody who's on that first boss. But over my route, over the years that I've been going on, I've learned something, that I've developed a rating system when it comes to women. Most systems go up to 10. There's no 10 in my book. My system goes 1 to 5. A 1 is a chick I wouldn't even fuck. A 2 is a chick I would fuck, but I wouldn't eat her. Now a 3 is a chick. I'm gonna eat her and then fuck her. A 4, that's a chick that I'm gonna fuck and then eat. And you know what kind of sloppy mess that shit is, right? If you've ever done that. If your tongue's not in her ass. Now a 5, that's some chick I'm gonna eat after my buddy fucked her. And let me tell you something. There's not many of those. Anyway, that's what I have for tonight. Thank you, people, for coming. Stick around. party. I want everyone to stick around. Let's have some drinks. Let's have beer. Let's party.